Okay, so this week we are doing dividing fractions and whole numbers. And I know that there's a common core way to this method, but I don't necessarily teach common core. I homeschool my fifth grader, and I don't necessarily teach common core. So this is the good old-fashioned way of dividing fractions and whole numbers. I have the answers and how to work the problem out already laid out here. I'm going to go through it quickly. You'll see how easy it is, and I hope you have a great week. So here we go. So this first problem is 2/3 or 2 over 3 divided by 3. And so it's going to be an easy setup. Anytime you have a whole number and you're trying to divide it by a fraction, you're going to have to make it a fraction as well. And so this 3, you're going to have to put a 1 either over it or below it. And in this case, we're going to put a 1 over it, because if we did the 1, if we put the 1 under the 3, that would make it an improper fraction. That's not what we're doing this week. And so I'm going to simply put my 1 up here. It's an imaginary 1, but I encourage you to put that 1 on your sheet of paper, on your scratch sheet of paper. And so this would be how it would look over here. It'd be the 2 over 3 and the 1 over 3. You're going to do full multiplication. 2 times 1 equals 2, and 3 times 3 equals 9, and 2 over 9, or 2/9, is your answer. That simple. Let's go on with number 2. You have 4/10, or 4 over 10 divided by 7. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and put a 1 over your 7, which makes this problem look this way to work it out, which would be 4 over 10 and 1 over 7. And 4 times 1 is 4, and 10 times 7 is 70. But then when you reduce it, you're going to have 2 over 35, okay? So then we move on to number 3. 8 over 10 divided by 3. You're going to bring it over and set it up as a fraction. And 8 times 1 is 8. And 10 times 3 is 30. And after you reduce the 8 over 30, you're going to get 4/15. That's your final answer. And then number 4, 7 divided by 2/3. Okay, so in this problem, because the 7 is in the beginning of the problem, then you're going to have to make it an improper fraction. Now, we know how to work with improper fractions. We simply make it a division problem. And so, okay, so on this problem, I had to slide in some more math right here. And so we put the 7 over the 1. It's in the front of the problem. So the 1 does not go over it. It goes in the bottom when the problem begins with the whole number. And so the 7 over the 1, and then the 3 over the 2. So we need 2 improper fractions here. And then that makes us do multiplication as so. 7 times 3 is 21, and 1 times 2 is 2. We have an improper fraction, so what do? We divide. And so we divide 21 by 2, and we get 10 with the remainder of 1. But in order to finish the problem, we have to set it up in this, what I tell my daughter, it's a V shape. You start here, you slide down there, and you finish there. It looks like a V. You do it a little backwards, but that'll help you to remember what number goes where in the final problem. 10 over 1, 10 and 1 over 2. Okay, so that's how our problem should look in the end. That's our final answer. When you get to that point, you still may have to reduce in other problems, but in this particular problem, you don't have to reduce. And our last problem here, 1 over 2 divided by 5. The 5 goes, the 1 goes above the 5 in this case. And that's because the problem does not start with the whole number. And so we get our 1 over 2 times our 1 over 5, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 5 is 10. That is our final answer. How easy was that? I have left a link in the description box for worksheets of this sort. All you have to do is refresh the page and it'll automatically populate a new worksheet. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great week.